Hey there, trekkers and trekkies. So today, doing quite a bit of different video. I wanted to give credit to some of the people on YouTube who, basically, who they inspire me, who I've learned things from, as far as how to make either figures or dioramas or stuff like that. And they're the people who help me with the ideas that I have that then I can share with you. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about my YouTube inspirations. There's quite a few, and I don't have them in any particular order. Most of these people I don't know. Some of them are from other countries, but they're all excellent artists and excellent people. And I've gotten to talk to some of them. I've become friends with some of them. And I just wanted to share. So, who are these people that I like? First person on the list is somebody I probably don't have to introduce to anybody in the crafting community. Everybody knows the Craftsman. I think he's got a couple of million viewers. I don't even know. He's got a huge channel. But if you've seen my videos on how to shrink and grow the molds for making the resin parts that I did, that's because of him. That is entirely because of his videos and what he shared on his channel. Gosh, it's been 2 or 3 years ago. So definitely check him out. He does a lot of stuff with figurines and dioramas and occasionally puppets. Not that that would be indicated in any way by looking at him. Second is one of my favorite diorama people, Boylai Hobby Time. Another one that if you follow any crafting, any diorama stuff, you've probably heard of. He does some really cool stuff. He's only ever done one Star Trek thing, which was really cool. Made a diorama of the Enterprise and a Klingon battlecruiser fighting in space. But if you like Star Wars, if you like Lord of the Rings, Warhammer, he does a ton of stuff with those kinds of things, as well as he's been creating this really awesome imaginary Wild West with sort of this like steampunky vibe with giant monsters and minotaurs, and I mean it's cool. You should definitely check out his channel, take a look at what he's made, and yeah. Next up, Tinu. This is his channel is called Cajun Craftatrophy. I had to actually look at my notes real quick to make sure I say it right. Tinu, he is not only an amazing crafter, amazing builder. He and Daddy, who they have a very interesting relationship on their channel. But a lot of really fun storytelling that he does on his channel, both in the crafting manner and as part of what he's building. He tells these stories, and they're a lot of fun. They're creative, does a lot of stop motion kind of stuff, which I don't know. I've thought about doing that kind of thing, and I don't know. Maybe someday. Next up, if I can get my buttons to work. I can. There we go. Got my fingers in the wrong place. Bill from Bill Making Stuff. And just to clarify, I named my channel before I had heard of Bill. But I don't care. I don't mind that I share a channel name. I'm not JD Making Stuff. I'm just JD Makes. I make stuff. I make stuff too. I make different stuff. What Bill and I make is not the same. He did definitely have his channel name before mine, but it wasn't exactly, I wasn't trying to steal. Okay, Bill, I stole your name. If you catch this video, I was stealing your name. Just consider it that way. But at least I didn't steal your face the way that Dan did. Bill, is an awesome crafter. A lot of great humor. Of course, that's my kind of humor. Um, he's. I should mention he is the first person on this list who is from another country. It's some not American country. It doesn't really matter. Same with the other person who shares his face that we'll get to in just a minute. But yeah, Bill, awesome stuff. I learned a lot of what to do with beads from him. So if you ever are watching me do something on my channel and I'm using beads, probably got that idea from Bill. So talking about people with that face, there is the channel Dan Does. And what Dan does is also crafting. A lot of it somewhat similar to what Bill does, but a little more horror themed. And he does it with Bill's face. I don't know. Maybe Dan had the face first. It is curious that Dan never goes into his attic and Bill never leaves his attic. So, I don't know. But you should go and watch both of their channels and help me figure it out. Because they're both really great artists. They both do stuff with beads. And they have the same face. So, I should throw out a slight warning on Dan's channel. This is definitely a slightly more adult channel because of the horror themed stuff he does. He likes to use a lot of blood and gore. If you enjoyed movies like Hellraiser, then you'll enjoy Dan's channel just fine. Next, another one who is probably too big for a little channel like mine to be like, hey, go look at this guy. Neil at Real Terrain Hobbies. He's he's a really cool guy, and he does a lot of massive, I mean, you can see in the picture I'm showing, these massive diorama builds. A lot of it's gaming tables for like D&D, Lord of the Rings kind of stuff. I think he's done a little bit of Warhammer. I might be getting mixed up. I know he's done in fact, the picture you're looking at is the massive Hobbit town that he was working on. I want to say it's like 10 foot, 12 foot wide. I mean, it is massive. And he's also been working on this huge, it's a castle that's up on a cliffside with the water at the bottom and it's waves splashing up. It is really cool. You should definitely go check out his channel just to see the amazing stuff he's doing over there. Then the next one is MT Crafts. This is one that you should definitely go check out. He's got a slightly smaller channel, but does a lot of really cool diorama stuff. Very miniature scale again. So that's sort of that gaming scale, and which is the thing. A lot of people I've been talking about do mostly a lot of gaming scale type stuff. The 150, 172nd type of stuff. Craftsman is about the only one who does a whole lot in larger scale stuff. He did a lot of 1/18th, 1/24th kind of stuff. Tinu does a lot of stuff kind of up in that area as well. But yeah, and Boylai more that 1/50th sort of. I think the biggest I've seen him do is like about a 1/24th. He sticks to very, very small stuff as well. But anyways, yeah, MT Crafts, really cool dioramas. I first came across him about a year and a half or so ago. Does a lot of like military post-apocalyptic kind of stuff, which is a popular theme. Everybody likes seeing the post-apocalyptic crap. But does a great job. You should definitely check it out. Next up is one that's probably going to surprise you. Skelevator. Really cool channel. Guy who hosts the channel seems pretty cool. He just goes by Skelevator. Um, he mostly does this He-Man themed playset builds. In fact, you can see there in the background of the picture is one of the. I'm gonna be stupid and go blank on the name of Snake Mountain. Sorry, for a minute I was just like, whoop. And if you look real close over his shoulder, you can see one of the Castle Gray skulls he's built. He's built a couple of them, and they're freaking huge. And yes, I know I'm not huge into He-Man. I do enjoy watching the show. I don't have any. I don't think I've. Oh no, I do have an Orko over there. That is literally the only item of He-Man that I own. But I like watching. He's shown me a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. He's especially more in the scale because, of course, the He-Man figures are they are 1/12 scale. About 6 inches tall. So only slightly bigger than the average scale of the Star Trek figures that I work with. So learned a lot on how to do stuff in that scale from him as well. Of course, a lot of what he does is rocky mountains, castles, kind of stuff like that. But if you like He-Man, you should absolutely check out his channel. And if you just want to learn about building figure scale dioramas, you should check his channel out because it's really cool stuff too. So next, getting out of diorama stuff and getting into figures is Ace of Clay. I've been watching his channel for probably 4, maybe 5 years. I know I really got into watching him every week when COVID happened, and I've been consistently watching his channel ever since. And I have learned a lot about how to make details and stuff. And while he has a very particular style of sculpting and that kind of thing, it leans a little bit into that sort of Tim Burton-esque style. I've learned a lot as far as how to do textures, how to do building the clay or whatever material you're using. And paint work and stuff. In fact, he's the one who has exposed me to a lot of the really cool paints that I use. The color shift paints I had never heard of until his channel a few years ago, and now they've become my favorite thing to do for my figures. So, yeah, if you're looking to learn stuff about figures or sculpting, painting, check out his channel, absolutely. Now, to completely shift scale, this is Anthony Ferrero from the channel Create Sci-Fi. He is an independent filmmaker who makes mostly sci-fi themed movies. And on his channel, he shows how he builds the props. And I'm talking like he makes ray guns and he makes computer consoles for the sets. And he even shows how he builds the sets and how he'll take and he'll get, a weird bottle and strap it to the handle of a chair with a calculator, and all of a sudden, and then he'll paint it all up and it looks like a little computer console on the captain's chair. Stuff like that. Really, really freaking cool. And he also builds the miniature ships that he then uses in his own movies. And he shows you how he does some that have less detail. So he's like, yeah, this will be more of a background ship. And then, of course, he laughs. Sorry, I love watching his channel, but he enjoys laughing a lot. But then he has also shown building the larger, more detailed ships and how those are the hero ships that you want to be able to get in closer to and that kind of thing. And, again, it's just about learning the techniques and learning about the different ways of doing it and what he's doing. And eventually, I will hopefully be applying some of that stuff as far as building the sets. And, I used to back in college when I was in theater. So really, what he's taught me has just been an extension of that, and I'm going to hopefully use more of that. And I do use some of it in building dioramas. So let me move on. Next is my buddy Steven. Came across Steven's channel probably a little over a year and a half ago. His channel is called Casual Crafter, and he does Migos. He makes Migo action figures, and he does actually do some Migo dioramas. But he every week he has got a new Migo figure that he's painting the head and putting together a costume and all that kind of stuff. I learned some really good techniques. Of course, I should probably get myself adjusted to Migos, because if my eyes get much worse, then the Playmates figures are going to have to go. Because it's getting more and more difficult to paint the eyeballs on those little 5-inch figures. So, might be moving up to those 8-inch figures. Who knows, may eventually be just I'm going to do Barbies. 12-inch figures, much easier. But Steven, I've gotten to talk with him a couple of times. Great guy. I've sent him some stuff. He sent me a Mugato head. Not a Mugato. Tellarite head. I sent him a Mugato. And yeah, we've gotten to chat. He's a really cool guy. And I definitely recommend you check out his channel, especially if you're into Migo stuff. Then you will like what he does. Next, someone I know I've mentioned on my channel, Aira from Bentley House Minis. She is a dollhouse builder, primarily in the 1/6 and 1/12 scale, which is the 6-inch dolls. If you look at dollhouse stuff at all, a couple of years ago, she had a little moment of popularity where she had finished her 1/12 scale Addams Family house, which this thing it's as big as my desk. It was massive. It was on display at a museum in Oklahoma for, I think, close to 2 years. She just recently brought it home. She's in the process of working on a Beetlejuice house, which is another really cool one. She did a sci-fi themed one over the last couple of years called the Captain's Quarters. It was sort of a combination of like a steampunk and a futuristic sci-fi. She did a really cool thing combining that. So if you're into any of that stuff, you should go through her channel, check out those videos. If you're into Addams Family, go back and watch those videos. But she's taught me a lot of she's even the one if you've seen my videos where I've been using magnets to hold the diorama together, that's something I learned from her. And if you ever hear me talking about the Band-Aids to cover up stuff on the diorama, that's something that I got from her as well. So she's just really awesome. I've gotten to talk to her a couple of times, and sent her some stuff for that Captain's build, actually, some greeblies that she could put around on the set and that kind of thing. So the last persons I'm going to mention is really the first channel that I'm talking about that has 2 people. Also, some friends of mine. Keith and Mike over at K&M Entertainment. They do multiple sort of podcasty shows every week. They are also musicians, artists in their own way. And they keep me going every week. I just enjoyed hearing them talk about what they've done and what inspires them. And they love sharing the work that they see of other people with us in their audience, and that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy. I want to know what is something other people are doing that I'm not getting to see. What's a good new movie that's not Avengers that I should check out? A TV show or something like that. And Mike, he's always watching new movies. He's like me. He likes to consume the new stuff. And check it out. And so I like finding out about this stuff, and they are great about just highlighting some of the stuff that you might have missed on their channel that from other sources. Plus, they also watch Deep Space Nine. They did a podcast entirely rewatching the practice, the legal drama series, which was a show I was never too much into. It's fine. But they've got me on Star Trek, and we're watching Deep Space Nine. And it's great. It's fun. And you should check them out just because they're friends and they're cool. So, that is all the people I've got to recommend for now. I hope you go and check them out because they really are doing some awesome stuff and deserve to get the credit for helping me. Because without what I've learned from those people, I probably wouldn't be doing this at all, to be completely honest. So, do that. Tell me stuff that I should check out. And do something creative. Alright, I'll see you next time. Be good.
If you enjoy my videos and want to see more, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Also, you can support the show by signing up on Patreon, or head over to Zazzle to pick up prints of my artwork, prints on canvas, t-shirts, and other merch. You can find me on social media. For more information and updates on the channel, all info is below. If you didn't enjoy the video, why are you still here? Do you want a song? Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, them, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, who can screw himself. You can listen to somebody else.